We're New Jersey Paranormal. We've been coming here for how many years? I don't even know how many years now. Yeah, we're really fortunate that Clark invites us back year after year, and we're fortunate that you guys come out to see us every year. This year we're going to be talking about haunted objects exclusively. I'm John. This is my wife, Chris. There's other members of New Jersey Paranormal. As far as haunted objects go, we investigate live on YouTube and Facebook pretty much every week, every other week sometimes. There's a place called the Creeper Gallery in New Hope, Pennsylvania. They have really cool artwork in the front of the shop. In the back are all the haunted objects. We investigate every object that comes into the shop live on live stream, which is a lot of where these clips are going to come from that we're going to show you, and a lot of the stories and the things you're going to hear. But first, we're going to set the mood a bit. I'm going to kill those lights. That's a mood setter. I love AI. The clown and the doll was AI. I just typed in what I wanted. And the pumpkins too. AI is great. Haunted objects. We're going to be showing you clips from two particular investigations that we did with different objects, one of which affected me in a really, really bad way. But we're going to talk about these objects up here first, give you a little background on New Jersey Paranormal, and about paranormal theory and about the equipment that we use. I'm the founder of New Jersey Paranormal, John Ruggiero. I've been doing this for over 25 years, easy. I got into the paranormal, I'm gonna put these down. I got into the paranormal, I tell everyone, a lot of the paranormal investigators you meet that I've met through the years and many, many years, they all have like this cool story about living in a haunted house and like a demon being in. I don't have any of that. The reason I got into the paranormal was because at a very young age, not being a religious person, I was afraid of death, period. I didn't know what happened afterwards. I was scared that the lights go out and that's it. So I always kind of had an interest in spirits and the afterlife in that way. And it wasn't until we were both, we've known each other since we were 24, we're in our late 50s now. It wasn't until we went to Gettysburg at the age of 24 that we went into this shop and there were pictures of orbs all over, and it was haunted Gettysburg, and orbs are not real, by the way. But we go into this shop and we're looking at all these pictures and we're like, is that real? And the guy's like, you go on the battlefield at night with a recorder by yourself and you ask questions, you'll either hear something or you'll see something. And we're like, yeah, okay. So we go get two recorders, we go on the battlefield. She goes one way, I go another, and literally just took the recorder just like this one, but an older version, and I just walked and I just talked out loud and said, is anybody here with me? Were you a soldier? And I asked like 5 questions, met up with her again, and we were listening back in the hotel, and we got 3 responses. A man who said he fought and he died in the battle that went on there. It was like giving a 5-year-old kid chocolate for the first time. I was like, oh my God. So that got me hooked. And then I started reading, going to lectures, doing a lot of research, and eventually formed another group that became New Jersey Paranormal. And Chris, who was a little reluctant to join because she's going to tell you her story in a minute, she eventually joined, and together we've been doing this for a long time with different people. We do help people in their homes if they have an issue. That's completely different than what we're going to do today, what we're going to show you today. We also do a lot of events throughout New Jersey, fundraising events. We're a 501c company, so we do fundraising events at a lot of historic locations. We used to do them at the W.M. Robinson House, but we haven't done those for a few years. But like Liberty Hall, Sterling Hill Mine, Camp Evans, if you follow us on social media, you'll see places where you could join us. And we take you around with the equipment and we show you how we investigate, and sometimes you experience stuff yourself. So that's basically, again, my story is that's why I got into it. Through the years, I've had so many experiences that have built my paranormal foundation. But the cool thing about this field and doing these library lectures and meeting people, now I have to stop because I saw how old is he?
7.
How old?
7.
So I have to let you know beforehand. We rarely have kids at our library lectures. And last week, last week we were at Edison Library, and there were like 3 younger children about his age. And I have to let you know, the stuff we're going to be talking about that's connected to the objects is pretty, not creepy. There are some stories that are related to horrific deaths. I'm just letting you know, because I don't want you to be surprised and say, oh my God, this wasn't what I expected. Some of the stories around these objects are pretty bad. So I'm just letting you know now, and that's for everybody here, okay? But anyway, the years of doing this, I've met a lot of people, been exposed to different beliefs and different experiences. So I do know there's an afterlife. That I do know. How it works and what happens, for sure, no clue in 25 years. What you find when you do this, and like I said, it's good to see younger people because we're meeting a lot of them and they're all trying to buy equipment and do this on their own. Just be safe, be respectful if you're going to do it on your own. Sometimes you open the door that you don't know what you're opening, what's on the other side. That's a true thing. That is true. I don't believe in Ouija boards. I've used them. They never moved once for me. I don't believe in planchettes. I'm not religious, so I don't believe in demons, but I do believe in negative spirits, evil spirits. There are evil people. There are evil spirits because evil people become evil spirits. That makes sense to me. And I've experienced all of it. So, but I have no idea how it works. I have no idea why a spirit could throw that computer across the room and yet another spirit can only smell of flowers. I don't know how it works and why it works. But that's my story. Chris is going to go in a little bit about her story. Then I'm going to explain the equipment to you, and then we're going to get into talking about the objects and showing you some of the clips. And for an extra treat, we did this at South River. If everyone could stay quiet later, we will take this recorder, stick it underneath that dome, and try to communicate with that doll. So we actually got 2 EVPs when we did this at South River. So we'll try that live here with you guys. Go ahead, Chris.
How can I beat that?
No.
Hi, my name is Chris. I am the co-founder of New Jersey Paranormal. John is not saying it very lightly when he said he really had to convince me to do this because I wanted nothing to do with the paranormal, because I grew up with a really dark haunting where I actually became suicidal over it. And I moved out of my house with 3 sisters when I was 17. I moved into an apartment by myself because it was traumatizing my family as well. So through the years, learning how to deal with it on my own, having to go through a lot of the ins and outs of it without anywhere to turn to was pretty rough. And that was how this guy hooked me. He knows I have a bleeding heart and that I care about people. So he said, what better person to be a part of this group than someone who's gone through the trauma of going through a haunting and can understand what other people are going through. So my thing isn't like John's. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm not here because I'm curious. I'm the opposite. I don't want to know. I don't want to see. I don't want to hear, and I don't want to be touched. And I'm the person in the group, if you come to events and things happen, if I'm running, run right behind me.
Well, she's a runner,
it's as simple as that, right?
You're a runner.
And I tell people, and I'm going to tell you the funniest story that just happened in a cathedral church at Centenary University. I actually figured, use psychology, right? To make yourself feel safe instead of afraid. There's something a little bit dark in that church, and I got stuck in it to doing the event that day. So I made a protection circle right in the middle of the pulpit, right? That's pretty good, right? Should be safe right there, right? And I put my little crystals and did everything, and I was doing, and all of a sudden, a big old bang right behind me where there's nothing. Nothing. And instead of going to the circle, I ran down the pulpit, through the pews, and out the door. And I left everybody behind me. And he made me go back in. But that's as simple as that. I'm here to help. I'm here to talk to someone who's going through it, because the one thing that this field tends not to address publicly is the trauma. There is trauma. There are things that are left behind, whether it's imagined or real. If somebody believes they're being haunted and it's due because of maybe medication, or it's due to a mental issue, or if it's due to other natural things, but in their mind they think it really is a haunting, you do need to have somebody there to counsel and to talk to and to help you and to identify what's real and what's not and help them get the right help that they need. So that's why I'm part of the group, and that's why I love supporting John. As much as I really don't like doing this side of it, I do it for the right reasons, to help other people, because people helped me. So that's as simple as that. So thank you.
Again, as far as the haunted objects, to give you an example of like the type of things we do, not this last one, but the one before that, one of the objects that were in the shop was, anybody know who Ronnie DeFeo is? Yes. Well, for those of you who don't know, Ronnie DeFeo is the person who killed his family, Amityville Horror. The guy who wiped out the family and then the other family moved in. Ronnie's the guy who did that. Donna acquired the hospital bracelet that Ronnie wore prior to him passing. And whoever was the previous owner said things were happening around the bracelet and they were uncomfortable having it. So Donna acquired it. And that was probably one of the last things we investigated. And really, really quick, when it comes to the paranormal, I'm not a medium, I'm not a sensitive. So for me, it's what I see, what I experience, that's what's real to me. We do work with mediums on occasion when we need them, when we go into people's houses and things of that nature. I don't have any of those abilities, but it is part of what we do. Even not being a medium, I can handle some of these objects sometimes, and you feel anger, you feel depression, you feel something cold. And it's all part of what they're trying to make you feel, or how they're feeling that they're transferring onto you. So, you turn all these on, they're going off. So I'm gonna show you some of the equipment first, and then I'm gonna show you some of these objects here. So the very first thing that I recommend to everyone, if you're ever gonna try to do this yourself, digital recorder. Cheap, everything else costs money. You can buy equipment everywhere now. This is where you should always start. And a lot of people, like me, I went into the cemetery, I was respectful. I wasn't there trying to provoke anybody or say anything to get a response. I always introduce myself, good or bad. I always say, I'm John, I explain why I'm here, and I explain I'm not here to disrespect you or your memory or your family, and then I talk to them like I would talk to you. They're people. People have this stigma about spirits. They're people. They were just here before we were. Some are good, some are bad, just like everyone here. I don't know any of you, but some of you I may get along with like that. Others may look at me and go, like weirdo with the sunglasses on, and go the other way. Spirits are no different. This guy's nodding. Is that what I am too? But recorder would be the very first thing that I would buy, and try that out. You'd be amazed how many questions I could ask if we turned all the lights out and I was in a dark room by myself. It's just natural to me now, and I don't feel anything weird about doing that. These wires here, you guys can see them back there. There are wires that go there and here. They're the same exact thing as this. This is an EMF detector. We all know what EMF detectors are. Energy. We look for energy in the paranormal. Everything I'm going to show you here just measures changes in the environment. We're looking for paranormal things, meaning they're not natural. This could go off and I could say, oh my God, it's a spirit. No, I'm going to check to see if this is setting it off, or the lights are setting it off, or my phone is setting it off. I'm going to eliminate all of that before saying something is coming near me setting this off. Look for the normal before you say anything is paranormal. this detects energy. It should be purple. That should be purple. If I walk by anything with the energy source, it's just going to change colors to let me know something's close to me with energy that wasn't there before. Now, again, I preach this and I practice this because it's true. Old timers like me, we remember, did I lose my mic? we remember a time where, believe it or not, you young kids, there were a thing called payphones. And there was no such thing as answer machines or cell phones or nothing like that. So if I wanted to call her and I was on the road, I stopped at a payphone, I pushed the buttons, called, no answer. Guess what? I'm not talking to her. She's not home. She's not around unless I go to her house and she's not there. Those are my options. That's it, payphone. We were limited to that kind of communication. And I tell this story every year because it's true. I come from a family that has a lot of deaf people that can't hear. And I was at a Sweet 16 party with my cousin, and she's trying to tell me she's deaf. She's trying to tell me about her daughter and her family. She knows sign language. I don't. And it was a one-way conversation. She's talking, I'm nodding. And then she took out her app, talked to text, and then we were able to converse. No problem. Without the technology, there was no talking between us. This is that. Not only did these things detect changes in the environment, I could use them, something as simple as this, to just hold on to it or put it on the floor and say, hey, my name is John. This is how this works. If you're near me or you could hear me, could you come and try to touch this or wave your hand near it to change the colors for me? If it happens, yeah, I'm going to look for a natural reason. But if not, then I'm going to test it again. Back away. Could you light that again? And then try yes and no or anything that I could to try to use one thing or another. Of course, the best thing in the world would be for a spirit to appear in front of you and go, hey, I'm Bob. I went to this library when I was a kid. I just got hit by a car in front of me. Doesn't happen. Never happens that way. Never. You have to rely on kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So EMF, these also react to EMF. Looks like a candle. It's a trigger object. It's meant to be normal for a spirit. There are two sensors on either side that detect energy. I don't have it, so if a spirit were to swipe like this or try to grab it, it's going to turn off. And then if you grab it again, it's going to turn on. Same thing with this here. This is actually called a dead bell. I know, clever. Works like a regular bell, but it also has an EMF sensor right here. So again, if I'm a spirit without a physical hand and I'm trying, yet the energy is there, the signature of it moving, it's going to trigger the bell as well. Again, yes and no. We can go back and forth with a bell. Static detector, that's what that is. Starts with the light, tell me where the static started, and it traces it in either direction. Same thing. I put it on the floor. What's your favorite color? Could you light your favorite color for me? I'll have people hold on to these and say, ask the spirit to come near them, to light one color, to light their face up. They'll just stand in a dark room. The light comes on. I mean, these are, again, things that we use. Temperature, thermal imager. If I look at that wall, it's blue. If a spirit were to put his hand on that wall or lean up against it, it's going to show me orange or red imprint of that, where I can't see it with my eyes. Spirit box. You're going to see some spirit box clips. This is the old SP7. Spirit box is a broken radio. That's what it is. The theory is that spirits can use the frequencies, AM, FM, or the white noise to talk through, project their voice. What else? Oh, simple. Is this on? Oh, that one's dying on you. This one, real complicated. Cat toy. It's a cat ball. That's exactly what it is. You put it on the ground, it twinkles, it goes off, it eventually resets. You have to tap it or shake it for it to go off. Real simple, back and forth, at least to let you know that they're there. I think that's it. REM pod. Oh, well, I'll show you this one. I'll skip the REM pod. Here's one. So this has a motion sensor on the front of it. So you put this down a hallway, you go to the other end of the building, anything crosses that sensor, it's going to play that music. It'll play for as long as it's being blocked. So if it's a quick din, 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 you know it's something just passed by. but if it keeps playing, that means something is standing there blocking the sensor. So do you go near Michael Myers or do you run away? That's on you. So that's really it in a nutshell about the equipment. Energy, static electricity, temperature, motion, touch. These are all the things we use to try to interact and communicate with spirits, along with the spirit box and radio waves and things of that nature. So the objects. So we go into the creeper gallery. You got a nice fellow like this one here. And remember, I warned you. This here, cute little fella, looks like an old toy because it is an old toy. So this is what I see when I come in the creeper gallery. It's a card, and this will sometimes be accompanied by a folder or some information like this one. I'm setting that off. So I'll read you what I see when I go in there. My glasses for this one. All right, so this is roly-poly clown toy. Sounds friendly, right? The claims, this clown belonged to William Stewart Kerr from rural Porter County in Indiana, born September 2nd, 1889, died June 26, 1942 at age 51. He worked as a roller in the steel industry. He married Stella. He had 3 children, and then 3 daughters with another woman after his wife passed. His death certificate states the reason for his death as suicide by firearm, bullet to the brain. This is a very testy spirit. Now, these are the claims, this is the research of who it belonged to, along with what the people are reporting that had it. This is what they're telling. This is a very testy spirit, very touchy-feely with people, a trickster that never really lets you see who he really is. This is what we have when we sit down with these objects. So we use all of this, along with recorders, along with what we feel, to try to validate this information and try to fill in whatever gaps that aren't here. You'd be amazed some of the stuff that comes through when we do this. Not just the words and the equipment, how you feel. The worst case I ever had, and I used to show the video, but it was just way too long. There was it's called a mourning cape. People wear it for funerals. And this mourning cape belonged to a woman who drowned her 2 children. And according to the medium, I'm not a medium, according to the medium, I look like this woman's husband. So I didn't know that prior to investigating it. I just knew that it was a mourning cape and the woman allegedly drowned her kids. So we're investigating this thing. I felt cold on my body like I'd never felt before. It was like walking into the frozen section of ShopRite, just all around me, and it would not leave me alone. It followed me everywhere I went. That stayed with me for about 4 days. I was angry. I was ornery, she'll tell you. I wasn't myself. I had an attachment. Attachments are real. They don't stay, but they affect you. I went to a priest, and I'm not religious, so I actually went to St. John's over here, which is kind of ironic. I walk in there, I'm not religious, so a friend of mine says, go get blessed. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? He's like, just go in there, sit through Mass, and then tell the priest you want to get blessed. So I sit through Mass. I thought the priest was going to come out or something. Again, I'm not really, he disappears. So I'm like, now what do I do? So I follow him up to this back room, and I knock on the door, and I said, I can't explain what's going on, but I was advised to get blessed. There's lots of bad things happening in my life. He goes, okay, I'll meet you in the confessional. And I'm like, and that is where? He's like, it's the little room in the back of the... So we go back there, and he was real nice to me. He's like, just say amen when I say amen, and we'll get through this. And he did it, no effect whatsoever, because I don't believe. I have no belief in that. So then Reiki, which is another thing I don't believe in, a friend of mine, a medium, said, come, let me do some Reiki on you. I lay down on this table. This is literally what she's doing. She's a much older woman. She's going like this. I'm pulling the energy off of you. There's like black goo that I'm pulling off of you, and I'm like, what now? And I'm just laying my face in the donut like on a massage table. I swear to you, and I'm the biggest skeptic in the world, after about a half hour, she said, you're done. I sat up, and if you ever get an MRI or something, you get a little lightheaded. I was a little lightheaded. And I walked around, and this is after 8 days of just hell, bad things happening all the time, her and I fighting all the time. I felt so good. I just felt light, and I got out of there, and one good thing happened after another good thing, gone. But I would never go near that cape again, or the monkey that I'm going to show you.
I want him to go back for Reiki, but he won't.
So anyway, this is the type of things we deal with. This is a really bad one. Now, we're going to show you, I'll do this one last because we're going to actually show you. We're going to start with this one with the video. This guy isn't the monkey, it's a monkey. The monkey, I'm going to show you later. I won't be around that thing at all, the monkey. That's like Monkey Bell, the monkey. So this one here, cute little stuffed animal. Clifford Frank Irons passed 2018 at the age of 93. Married 72 years to Olga. They had 2 kids. Served as a Navy Seabee, retired as a rural postman, bus driver. Him and his wife owned a dance hall. And this is straight from the eulogy in the paper. All who knew Cliff will miss his teasing sense of humor, his colorful language, and how he used to always be willing to be of help. He was a good man with a big heart. This monkey was one of his favorite things, and claims are that it moves to a different location, and he's a prankster. So, again, this is all the stuff that we have to go on. Now, she has a room in there for deemed dangerous items. One is a curse box with, I kid you not, we should have never opened this box. I should have played the clips of that one. It was from a 1800s family in which the guy had money and he married a poor woman, and the family was ashamed, so they allegedly killed the woman, and they took her belongings and put them in a box and buried it because they were afraid she was going to come back to haunt them. So we were curious what was in this box. We thought there were like gold coins or something like that. So Donna and I opened it. I kid you not. Donna's partner, her mother died that morning, and Donna's dog collapsed on the deck when we opened that box. Had medical problems for a year before it passed. It was really, I regret doing that, and I never believed in curses until that day. They're real. So we're going to start with this one. You're going to hear the story about this one, and then we're going to do another one, and you guys can come up and we'll do an EVP session, and we'll go from there. After the death of her baby daughter Matilda Norling, spelled Norling. This is exactly how it's written. After the death of her baby daughter Matilda Norling and went insane. So I'm assuming whoever the mom is went insane. She was put in Northern Indiana Hospital for the insane. A few months later, she unalived herself by hanging, and she was clutching this doll when she did it. Rambling of a crazy mind has been heard around doll as well as people being pushed. The mom was buried next to the baby and Andrew, so they're all in the same cemetery. Yeah, this is a bad one. Oh. Item of interest gathered by tribute reporters. The 5-month-old child of Albert, which had been in the care of Mr. and Mrs. W.M. Johnson, which is really strange, died Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock. It had been suffering for some time. Funeral this afternoon, 2 p.m. at the residence of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, and burial in the cemetery. So, God, this is a tough one because I'm assuming, the child passed and then the mom unalived herself, and I'm sure Albert was in no condition to deal with all this, and oh boy, that's a tough one. So Andrew, Matilda. So again, she was already institutionalized for postpartum, and why she was in there. Her daughter got really sick and passed, and then she unalived herself in the hospital. And that was the doll she was holding, the doll over there, the doll right here. So this kind of shows you the process when I introduce myself. My name is John Ruggiero. I know you don't know me. We've never met before. That camera, take up a little higher. I come here and I try to communicate with any spirits, people that are connected to things that belong to them, meant something to them. And I just I just listen, let them tell me about their lives if they want to, share anything that they want to, if they need help. You can ask for it and I'll do my best to try to get you help. But I'm just here to talk and to listen, and I don't mean to disrespect you, your child, your family. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to talk to you and to listen and to see what it is you're willing to share. So for all of this part here, starts right off, I forgot. For this part here, I'm using the spirit box, and that's how I kind of start. I do spirit box session EVPs, and I use all the equipment. But again, it's always with respect. These people suffered severe trauma, and I'm just trying to connect. So the very first word I hear when I turn on the box is a man who says, interesting. Now, it's not Matilda. This is a man who I believe is probably the husband, Andrew. I heard a voice already. It's going to play again, right here. It's quick. Interesting. So here's what this is. Funny. It says what it says, and it's what I heard when I put the headphones on. This is a woman with issues who's erratic, and the very first words out of her mouth when I'm trying to speak to her was, I fried an onion. Okay, I just heard a voice. Not loud enough? No. Yeah, you guys hear that back there? Yeah. Yeah? Good. Well, you're going to hear it one more time. There as well. I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is John. I'm happy to meet you. So that's a man. Again, real quick, good to meet you. It's a weird affect he has, but it's going to play again, and it's really quick. Good to meet you. There's two people here. There's something there as well. I was reading the information here about your family, and I'm sorry for the tragedy that you suffered. Could you tell me what was wrong with Myrtle? Was she sick? Was she sick for a long time? So that again is really quick. Same good to meet you voice. Says, yes, sir. Like they're answering me that she was sick for a while. There it is again. Again, Myrtle, are you here? So this device that I'm holding, wish I had like one of those laser deals. Here's the antenna. It goes right up here. Something has to be probably within a foot, 6 inches of that to make it go off. I'm just trying to see if they're present in the room. I get a reaction when I see Myrtle. I don't know if that's just mom reacting or... Myrtle's the baby. Is you Myrtle? Matilda's the mom. All right, that was one too that surprised me. That was live in the room. No spirit box. That was somebody in the room saying, Mommy, please. I heard that when I was rewatching the video with the headphones on, and I was really surprised that I caught a child saying, "Mommy, please." It's really fast and low. And it's going to play again. Somebody was here that whole entire time that isn't here right now. That is so weird. I'm just trying to figure out who's here. Let me read that. I'm sorry, I wasn't reaching for the doll. I was reaching over there. Yeah, this is erratic. I have this again, but I have it way further away from the doll and closer to me. So the doll is on the table all the way in the back there between the lights. There you go. Good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Now I see the light. Good. That's the light behind the doll. I just want to show you that real quick so you know what you're looking at again. Those lights there are these lights here. So when we investigate an item, we put that on the table and we surround it by all the equipment you see there so we can see changes around. That's an energy burst on top of the handheld device going on with something coming near it. The doll intensively staring at the light in front of the doll, though. I'm waiting to see what happens with that. I saw the light behind. Matilda, is this you? So again, really erratic energy, just off the charts, every direction. You don't know which way you're going here. This is the toughest part of what we do, and that if I don't get EVPs from a specific person, again, this kind of energy, the way that her life ended and the state of mind that she was in, I don't know what kind of connection I'm going to be able to make here that's going to make any kind of sense. So again, I want to reiterate that when you're dealing with erratic spirits and erratic energy, you never know what they're capable of. That's part of you can see how reserved I am. You don't want to go too far. You want to get information and communicate, but you don't want to affect them to the point where they're trying to affect you. And this is what happens here. Okay, so we're going to try something first. See the little twinkly balls going off? Wow, this one's really, really tough. This is one of the ones that, again, they affect, that's the bell. Your ability to concentrate and focus. You start losing it, and that's when you know it's not good. So here's where, you kind of have to ask the tough questions sometimes. So I asked the question if she regrets what she did, meaning unaliving herself. And that's when all heck breaks loose around the doll. I'm sorry that I have to ask this, but I'm curious to know if you regret what you did. Now watch the energy in the room change. Oh, I forgot about that one. This is like the 5th library lecture we've done, and I still forget. That's a scream in the room. That's a woman. Now, again, I asked the question I probably shouldn't have. Starts with a scream, and watch the energy change after the scream. Here comes the scream again. There's the bell. So now we have different things going on. Someone says you're messing with Matilda. This is real far away. The bell again. I think I poked the bear. Watch it build. There we go.
Yeah. I apologize for asking that. Yeah, I'm really, really sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, yes. Inappropriate, I get it. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. See, that helps me know that there are things that I get it, I'm sorry. I mean, the energy going on around that doll now is just, you see it for yourself. I mean, look at that. That is constant, just bam, bam, EMF. That is energy now just all around there, surging.
I'll just let this play.
If you want me to stop at this point right now, could you ring that bell once or twice? I see the energy you're releasing. I don't know if that's just because you're here now, you're really, really present, and you're standing there, or it's if you're upset. If you're upset and you want me to stop, you know how to use that bell. Make that ring, just tap it once or twice, and I'll get it. Wow. Holy crap. So this is going to be to be continued. Because I don't want to trigger this any further.
And that's what you do. We tell people the same thing. If you go to an antique store and you buy something, you run the risk of there being energy connected to it. And we'll talk about that really, really quick before we do the monkey bill. The theory about haunted objects is that, you want to turn that light on for 1 second? Or I can do it like this. The theory about haunted objects, people say, are they connected? Are they attached? Is something attached to this? When I ring that bell, you got to be careful. In theory, yes, a spirit can be attached to something that belonged to them and meant a lot to them. Or you can channel them in. That's another theory. If I'm here and I have this down, like you see on the video, and I'm talking to William Stewart, I can channel him into the room just by speaking to him, having something that meant something to him and referencing his life. They could be present in that moment. That's another theory. But something like that, you have to back off, because I would be mean and cruel if I continued after I saw that there was a general reaction to me asking that question. But that's a warning. When the energy's starting to build like that, they're either going to affect you or other things are going to happen. You're going to have nightmares, or you're going to feel like something's attached to you.
You got to explain too, when you're saying about the energy and the atmosphere changing in that room, it's just not the equipment, it's the feeling you get too.
Oh yeah.
Everything
like
changes around you, whether it
present.
gets cold,
Yeah.
or you get this really
Well, I had the
bizarre
headache.
feeling like something's there with you.
Yeah.
So when he's saying like the atmosphere is changing and you see those lights going on, it's not just the light show, it's what he's feeling
Yeah, I
in that
mentioned the headache,
atmosphere.
the pressure.
There was lights going on in the corner. Was that just regular lights?
There's a speaker I have up there too that has
because
lights.
I saw the light kept flashing. I'm like,
But you saw, once I asked the question, the energy in that one particular area just went nuts. So you back off. And we tell people, if you ever buy something and you're concerned and you think, get rid of it. Don't leave that energy in your house. It's reacting for a reason, that either they want attention, which isn't always bad, but it could get worse. So better, if you feel that, just get rid of it. Don't keep that energy in your house.
John had to learn that the hard way, like you're going to see.
All right, a really quick story before we talk about monkey bill. Every now and then, someone will send me a message and say, I got something, I think it's haunted, I want it out of my house, and I'll say, send it to me. After this incident, she made a rule that we can't do that anymore. I was sitting there, this person sends me a message. It was weeks before this box ever came. I forgot all about it. So here's this box. I grab it under my arm. I go inside. The cat comes to follow me, and I walk into the bedroom and I put it down. and the cat jumps up on the bed, and I'm cutting the box open with my keys, and I see the cat's tail. You know, how they get angry? The cat's tail expands. And I'm thinking, maybe these people had a cat, you know, or something. And I reached in, because it was all bubble wrap and stuff, and I pulled this creepy baby doll, all chipped up and everything, out of the box. The cat jumped up, tried getting me, tried jumping on me. I went back like this. I'm like this with the doll as the cat's coming after me. So I threw it on top of a dresser. I grabbed a blanket, and I had the cat. The cat was trying to get me. So I corralled the cat in the bedroom. I shut the door. I go outside, and she's just pulling up, and I'm like, your
He's
cat's
running
trying
out
to kill
of the
me.
apartment.
So I had to get rid of that doll because it was really bad energy. As soon as I opened that thing, that cat went crazy. So that takes us to the monkey. So Donna, who owns the shop with all of these things, she keeps all of these items in a gallery or a shed or
Yeah,
whatever you want to
it's
call
a
it.
private gallery.
Yeah, away from her house. So we're taking a tour of this gallery, looking at all of her artwork, and there's this guy in a shelf, bottom shelf, in the corner of the room, and I'm walking through with my hands in my pockets, and I'm like, boy, that's got a creepy vibe to it. Donna, in 10 years of knowing her, has never said to me, take it. I should have known. It's like every horror movie. I was like, sure. So I grabbed this monkey, and I'm live streaming on the way home, and I'm like having it wave on the live stream, and I'm like, you know, haunted monkey, whatever. The next day, it's in my car, because I'm not allowed to bring it in the house. It's in my car. My instrument panel goes dark while I'm driving. Just dark. Couldn't see speedometer, gas, nothing. And I'm like, what the? So I drive and I call the dealership, and they're like, look, could be a fuse, but it could be electrical problem. Your brakes may give out. Your power steering may, don't drive your car. So I'm like, great. So I call my daughter. I said, look, you need to follow me home. I don't know what's going to happen with my car. So she goes, okay, I'm on my way. I decide I'm going to get a bagel right across the parking lot. I walk across the parking lot. I'm walking back through it, and this car, this woman's looking at her phone, not paying attention. She starts out on the main road, and the wheel turns. She's coming right at me. And I'm just standing there like, this isn't happening. And she's going pretty slow, and I'm like, hey. And literally, no lie, she stopped with my hand right on her hood. It was like, and she went, sorry. And I'm like, sorry? And she just waved and went away. And I almost got hit by a car. I know last time I almost got hit by a car, I was probably his age. I've never, so that happened. And then she got really sick, wound up in the hospital. And then I got sick after that. And then I get a call from something about a lawyer with my son. And it was bam, bam, bam. And I couldn't wait to get better to get rid of that thing. It stayed in my car. I was sick for a week. As soon as I felt better, what did I do? I brought it to the Creeper Gallery, where all these videos are from, and I said, I'm talking to the monkey. I'm going to find out why it did what it did. So, and now I call it Monkey Bell, like Annie Bell, because that's what it is for me. So here we go with the monkey.
There he is. In all his glory. Oh, he's staying here for sure. He's not coming home. No way. I won't keep being around that thing. Crystal actually put him in a Ziploc bag with some kind of protective herb or something for the ride here, because she was just like, you're bringing some kind of protective herb, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. She's like, oh no, I'm doing that. So we haven't been introduced properly. My name is John. I did see you over in Donna's shop, in her home. I saw you on the bottom shelf, and I was immediately drawn to you, which was probably a big mistake. Ever since I brought you home, one bad thing after another, my car, I started getting sick. Chris got really sick. It was one thing after another. I got a letter today that wasn't good. You just can't make it up. I almost got hit by a car. One thing after another. So I'm going to try to talk to you and find out who you are and why you do what you do. And you and I are just gonna go one-on-one here to try to figure out if you need something, if you have a problem with me, if you're doing this on purpose, do you like doing this? And I'm gonna give you the chance to talk, so say whatever you want to say.
I asked what his name is.
So I'm looking at you. Who are you? What's your name?
So I'm gonna say it again. I'll play it again. Who is Fredo? Godfather or anyone? So I keep going. Again, these are all questions that I've wanted to know for weeks. Joy, why are you doing this? You enjoy
Why are
it?
you doing that? To enjoy it?
That's his response. And the way he says it is like crazy. Sick little monkey.
You're responsible for my car?
So another thing that's part of this that I didn't get it on the audio. He said something to me during this session about my seatbelt, and it freaked me out because I had to drive home and he already messed with my car. So keep that in mind as we're going through this.
From you must getting hit by a car? From you getting sick? Why did you do that? Is this something about me? What is it about me? Do you do that to everyone? Because Donna didn't have this problem with you.
It's all the stress. Now, he references stress later, too, which is really bizarre because, again, this one, I have no idea why he was doing what he was doing, but he says it's all the stress. I don't know if he means for me. Same voice throughout, which is kind of creepy.
That's what I heard, all distressed. That's what I heard. Or it's all distressing. I think that's exactly everything that this thing causes.
So, again, this is after I didn't get it on the video, but he threatened me with my seatbelt, so I questioned him about that.
Were you threatening me about wearing my seatbelt?
Listen to this. You hear that? Here it is again. And here's my reaction.
You cannot get any effing clearer than that. What are the odds anywhere that I ask that question and I get that friggin' answer? Come on. That thing is bad friggin' juju. For me, I don't know about anybody else, that thing is trying to friggin' definitely do some harm to me.
Looking at me. So he figures out the bell.
So I'm gonna try
Now we're in the
two
other
or
room.
three different things. And, okay. Guess who knows how to use the bell?
The evil monkey. So here's a weird
Come
one.
on.
Let me explain this to you really quick too. I don't have it with me. Another piece of equipment we use, and some of the shows use it, called Ovilus. Ovilus measures temperature, EMF, and barometer, lots of different things. And it has a 2,000 word dictionary, random. So in theory, spirit can manipulate the environment to pick the word they want to say and say it. This little guy chooses two words, view and drive. Now again, I already told you my board, my instrument panel went dark. He threatened me with my seatbelt. So it was real weird that these are the two words that he picks out of 2,000.
What do you got for me?
View, drive.
Drive. It already threatened me about my seatbelt, and now it said something about a view and drive. I almost got hit by a car.
I was
Is
freaked out.
this kind of, you're joking about that? Is that what you're doing?
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I was by myself. Chris didn't come
I
with me.
wasn't doing anything with that
Because she was
monkey.
afraid of the monkey. So he's threatening me, and I was afraid to drive home. I'm not going to lie to you. I really thought after the instrument panel went dark, after the view drive, and that's right, I'm thinking like God forbid, a deer's going to jump out in front of me, or my car's going to, I was really freaked out at this point. So here he's referencing the suffering again, as he did before.
11:16. Turning this off both boxes. That's James.
Suffering must end.
The suffering must end.
Now, I took that as another threat. I'm thinking this thing is really messing with me. So here's a live voice. I turn around now with the recorder and ask him if that was a threat about the seatbelt, and you're going to hear a live voice on the recorder say yes.
I gotta get away from this thing. I'm gonna be nervous the whole car ride home. And I'm nervous enough with deer. Yeah, and I get it. You want me to be, that's fine. Now, you've done some stuff. And then, you basically told me to wear my seatbelt. Was that a threat? Wow. Hold on. Do you want to go back there? Radio playing all the way in the background. See how he rang it? He rang it here and on the recording at the same time?
So this a stay method is where you put your headphones on. You've probably seen it on some of the YouTube videos or on TV. You blindfold yourself, you put headphones on, you feed the spirit box feed into your ears, and you just say what you hear. Now, normally, Chris would ask the questions, and I wouldn't be able to hear them. I would just say whatever came through, not knowing what so in this case, she wasn't there, so I just used an app that was a random question generator, and I just wanted to see what he would say. So this is what I'm doing now. I should see.
Regrets.
So what do you regret?
5 of them.
Do you have regrets? And I heard 5 of them. I can't hear the questions.
Lay down. Dead.
Ringing a bell. That's it. Oh, you want to turn the light on? So I asked if he had any regrets. I heard in my ears 5 of them, and then he said, lay down dead. That was my Annabelle story with my monkey. You had a question over here? You want the monkey? I don't have him with me.
Was that your first time doing the Estes method?
No, I've done it a million times. I mean, we do it. It's not something we do all the time, but we do it some of the time. You know, the spirit box, if you've ever used it, you'll know that there is radio bleed through. It's a radio, but you're looking for relevant answers to questions. Now, that monkey is one of a few objects. Again, I would never even be around that monkey again, never, because it showed really it was threatening me. And
Did you return it back to Donna?
what was that?
Did you return it back?
Donna hasn't, because it's not even in the shop. She brought it right back to where it was, because I wouldn't even go in the shop with that in there, because you don't mess with that. I don't know. See, again, the theory is that thing picked me for a reason. If I tell you how many objects were in that room that we were in, this wall full, that wall full, this wall full, stuff on the floor, there's haunted objects
tell him the
everywhere.
truth. You go for the dark stuff.
Yet, I was looking around the room, and we're just randomly talking, and I went, it was seeking me out to show
And her dog
what
went
it was.
crazy when she took it out
Yeah,
of the
when
shop.
I brought it in
and
the
that
house,
right there should have
Mama
gone
went
ding,
nuts.
ding, ding, don't mess with it. But he had to bring it
I
home.
had to. I had to find out for myself what.
Oh, the SLS. The SLS.
Oh, it's an SLS figure.
It was mapping him.
Yeah, it was mapping me. That
Yeah.
was me sitting there.
Yes.
So, yeah, questions? I'll ask. Yeah, so I'll show you really, really quick. This is, now a lot of people when they use spirit boxes, they, oh, my battery's almost dead. They filter them, meaning Nothing. So this is the spirit box.
I'd be right in
If
front
he
of you.
said yes, I'd be the first one out of here.
No,
Trust
you
me.
wouldn't. You would continue to
The one
talk to
question
it.
I'm going to ask is about that damn monkey.
May I pick up transmissions, like if you're using the same frequency as a radio station?
Oh, it picks up radio. That's what we're scanning. We're scanning the FM frequency, so we're getting all the radio stations. But again, in theory, there's that word again, spirits can use those frequencies. Because communicating with spirit, they're not people anymore. So how do they communicate? What do they use? Can they communicate? That's why this, you'll rarely hear a live spirit voice in a room with you, but you'll catch a lot on, because the mics are super sensitive, you'll hear a lot of whispered responses because some aren't capable of just, I'm here, but you'll hear them on this. So again, it's about giving them options and using different theories as far as giving them the white noise and the radio frequencies to try to, but yeah, there is radio bleed through, for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing is, everything can be debunked, but you have to know, that's what I tell people. People will go online on Amazon or whatever, and they'll buy everything here and not know what it does and how it works. And they'll create their own haunting. People get the apps. You drive me crazy with the apps. Apps are designed for a haunting. That's why they're making them. They want you to put it in your house and it go, demon. Oh my God, there's a demon in my house. No, someone programmed that thing with 300 words. Every one of them is related to what a haunting should be. Darkness, murder, whatever. No. But in theory, there's that word again, spirits can manipulate an app or electronics to, who knows what spirits are capable of? That's the big mystery, right? I mean, you know, dream visitations. I mean, people believe a lot of different things. I've had dream visitations with, she has as well. I mean, spirit can communicate in many different ways. Anybody else, questions? No one?
You said you, I think, live streamed on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Has there been any time that you like recorded stuff and the food just became corrupted?
Nothing like that, but there have been times where I'm playing back my recorder, because what I'll do is I'll take this recorder and I'll hook it up to the speaker, and it helps me hear the responses clearer. That's why if you ever do this, ask questions, 5 questions. Give 10, 15 seconds in between questions for them to respond, and then listen back. Don't ever just leave your recorder running, because an hour in, you could have got a response and it's useless. You're not there anymore. You're listening to it from home when you could have asked a follow-up question. But to answer your question, I was doing that and I'm listening back on this speaker, and I have 3 of these. About a quarter of the way in, static, screeching noise. It had nothing to do with my recorder or the speaker. It was just something interfering the whole time. You want the monkey? Is that what you Nobody wants a monkey.
Where's the scariest place locally that you?
Building, scariest,
Most like triggering for you, like you left a mark on you.
I mean, I don't know if I'm scared to really go in any place, but I mean, the Sterling Hill mine is pretty active. 300 people died there. And that place, you can hear them talking to each other, and they'll push you. They'll run up on you. It's in Augsburg. A lot of kids go to school trips there in Jersey. That place
Well,
is
I'm
really-
scared to go into the mine.
That's what I said.
Yeah, the
That
mine
place is
scares
really,
the EBGBs out of
really
me.
haunted.
I have to go in there by myself with the lights out, and sometimes the miners in there, the ghost spirits, like to mess with me.
But it's not like,
'cause they're
you're
salty.
not in danger ever. They're just there. But scary? No, I'm not really. There's no place. I'll tell you the truth, and people don't believe this. Penhurst Asylum, is warmer to me. We were there one night, and I experienced 0.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying it's not haunted. It's just when I was there,
just wasn't active then.
nothing happened. And I really was like Scooby-Doo around that place. I was like, I was expecting a thing with the horns and the claws to come out and get me, but nothing. Yet there's a
Yeah.
little tiny farmhouse in Marlton called the John Innskeep. That basement has a guy in there who claims to have done something to a female. That place is active. That basement, every time I'm in there, somebody appears who claims to have done something on that property. Not a nice guy. Do you want to try an EVP session? Come on, it's Halloween. We got to do this. I'll get the monkey. Don't make me get the monkey.
No.
So here's what we're going to do. Raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Come on, cowards. This guy's got it. I need at least 3 or 4 or 5. It's not going to do anything if you ask your questions. All right, come on. Halloween.
There
There
you
we go.
go.
Back there. 1.
Right here.
Where?
Right here.
2, 3. Little guy, you're going to do it? All right, so here's how you're going to do it. What's your name? I like him. Here's how you do an EVP session, a proper EVP session. I'm going to take this recorder, I'm going to put it underneath the glass. Everyone here is going to limit their movements. If you do this with your jacket, the microphone may pick it up. They're very sensitive, so just calm. If it's your stomach, cop to it, because I don't want to be listening for demons when I'm hearing "arr" on my microphone. So I'm going to start with this guy right here, and when I point to you, you ask the question, okay? So I'm going to put it under there. I'm going to point to you. You're going to ask your question first. I'm going to count to 15 in my head. Then I'm going to point to you, right here. Then I'm going to point to you, okay? Then I'm going to count to 15 in my head, right here, and then 15 right here. Don't ask until I point. You've got to give them time to respond. And know that the library signed a waiver, so whatever happens from this, no, I'm kidding. All right. So right now, this is us. Everything we hear is going to be me sticking this underneath the glass. So I'm trying to isolate the sound. You can still hear my voice. So when you ask the question, ask loud so that the mic will pick it up, okay? This is an EVP session. The woman's name who is unalived herself is Matilda. The daughter's name is Myrtle. Oh my God, good for you. Myrtle. I'm horrible with names. And the husband's name was,
I didn't do that
it
investigation.
started with an A. Andrew. So let's concentrate on Matilda, okay? Everybody quiet. Loud as you can, ask a question.
How are you?
Are you afraid?
Are Myrtle and Andrew with you?
Where did you die?
So everything you hear is me from this point on, so you don't mistake it for spirit. Me getting the recorder, me turning it off. So again, this is basically what we do. Every building we go in, every object that we investigate, I hook it up to the speaker. I'm hoping we can hear the questions because under the glass that far away. So right now, this is us. Everything we hear is going to be me sticking this underneath the glass. So I'm trying to isolate the sound. You can still hear my voice. So when you ask the question, ask loud so that the mic will pick it up, okay? This is an EVP session. The woman's name who is unalived herself is Matilda. The daughter's name is Myrtle. Oh my God, good for you. Myrtle. I'm horrible with names. And the husband's name was?
How did you do that?
It started with an Andrew. So let's concentrate on Matilda, okay? Everybody quiet? Loud as you can, ask a question. Concentrate on Matilda, okay? Everybody quiet? Okay, everybody quiet? There's actually a low voice right there. Loud as you can, ask a question.
How are you?
See, the air's on too, so that's kind of noisy.
Andrew with you?
Where did you die?
So not ideal because of, you hear the heat kicking on. That's in a perfect conditions. It's absolutely quiet to where you can hear a pin drop. That's where you hear the whispers. But with the boom, 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 boom in the background, it's kind of hard to hear those whispers. If you guys want to come up, take pictures, look at the objects, read about the objects, you're welcome to do that. You have any questions? Let me check the time. Again, you can follow us on social media, New Jersey Paranormal. It's just 3 words. You can see the live investigations for yourself. Come to our events or